Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of 20s Unlocked, your podcast dedicated to help young adults navigate their 20s. My name is Ben, I'm your host, and I am so happy to have you guys on today's episode. I'm very excited about the topic that I will be going over today, and just excited to kind of talk about what I've been working on the last few days. Today is, as I'm recording this right now, is May 29th, 2024. Um, it's almost the end, or it is the end of the month. And, you know, for some people like myself, at the end of the month, I like to kind of reassess and kind of see how the month went and kind of plan out the next month. So yeah, I would really highly encourage you guys to kind of go over how your month went and kind of plan out your next month. So on today's episode, we'll be talking about finding your purpose in your 20s. So this is a topic that I kind of had a difficult time, you know, um, planning it and kind of like structuring it. Like I was asking myself, like, how am I gonna structure this episode? Like, you know, what can I say? Like, what do I have to bring in? You know, to people. Given that even myself, I'm still trying to find my purpose because I'm still in my 20s. And so, I think that one of the things that I found out that I think that it's important, um, you know, to know your purpose, not just in your 20s, but just in life in general. I mean, if you don't know, that's fine. This episode is specifically dedicated to that, is to help you guys kind of think about, a few things when thinking about your purpose in life and especially in your 20s. So into today's episode, it was all everything that I will be talking about today. It was it was through research that I read a few articles, and um, this episode will solely be based on one article that really um, you know um, really just caught my attention overall, and the article is by Forte Strength. I think that's how they called. Yeah, I think it's called Forte Strength, Forte Strong. Sorry, and they published an article. They have an article on their website. It's called 11 Tips to Find Your Purpose and Achieve Independence in Your 20s. So I was able to go through the articles and kind of read over it and kind of do some more research. But this article really stood up to me the most because it kind of gave an overview of, what to keep in mind, when we try and think about our purpose. So some of the things that, we're talking about today in today's podcast, the first thing that we have to keep in mind is, reading. The second thing is visualizing, uh, cultivate gratitude, define your core values, set specific goals, take action, learn from failures, embrace change, continuously improve, set ambitious goals, and find a supportive community. So, I'm not going to go into detail into each one of them because that would be a very long episode, but there are a few ones that I really want to go into detail. So the first one, read. Um, you know, Reading, help us expand our knowledge. I think that, you know, especially in our 20s, I think that it's very important for us to expand our knowledge and to read a lot. My personal experience with books have not always been good. Um, I've not, I'm not, I used to not be a person that read a lot, and it's not until this year that that I really got into reading. I just finished my first book, The Psychology of Money, and now I'm about to start my second book of the year, which is it's called Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdal. For those who know him, is a very famous entrepreneur and productivity expert, and he does a lot of video on YouTube about productivity hacks and finances and all that stuff. So that's my second book. So you know, the reading really help us um, you know, learn things that we just don't know. Like there's just so much in life that we don't know. Reading help us expand our horizon and knowledge. It can help us relax. It can help us reduce stress. Reading has a lot of benefits. And it's important. It's important to just take time to read. It doesn't have to be a physical copy. You can like today you can like do like audiobook, so like while you're working or working out, you can find a book that you like and read it. But one tip, if I could say something about book, I think that it's important to read books that will contribute to your personal development. For me specifically, this year I want to read books that will help me grow. Um, you know, as a person, will contribute to my growth, and so that's why I'm reading those book. I'm reading those books. My next books, my next book that I will read will be Rich Dad Poor Dad, because everybody talked about the book, so I had to read it. And some of the books that you guys can read, I've already mentioned it. Like there's a Psychology of Money. There's a book called What I Wish I Knew When I Was 20. It just kind of talks about like things that the author wished they knew when they were 20. So I thought it was really interesting. That's something that I might read eventually. There's also Atomic Habits. I think almost everybody know this book. I still haven't read that book yet. That's also on my list to read it. So, moral of three, so the moral of the story is, reading is good for us. It's good for our personal developments, our personal growth, and it help us, expand our horizon, especially in our 20. So the next thing, um, you know, that would help you find your purpose in your 20s is just visualize, visualizing your ideal life. In the article, the author talks about, writing, like just write, writing in paper things that you want to see in your life, like writing, in details, like, what you want, if it is like you want to, in 5 years, you want, um, I don't know, you want to buy a house, so like you have to visualize like you living in the house. You have to, you have to visualize it. If your goal is to go to the gym, three times a week, like you have to visualize you being at the gym 3 times a week. And, you also have to write it down, as I say. So, and the thing about writing, it engage, all of our five senses. When you write something, you're like, you're able to like, first of all, you're writing it down, you memorizing it, like you using your memory, you're using your hands, so you're really attached to whatever you're putting down. And whenever you imagine something, you get attached to the outcome, and you more likely will take action every day to reach your desired outcome. And that's why, it's, whenever you, that's why it's important for, for you, for us, young adults, to visualize the future that we want. When you visualize something, like I say, it makes things more attainable. You put yourself in that shoes. Like, so for me, for example, like, one of my goal is to get my real estate license. So, for example, and like, I visualize myself as a real estate agent. I visualize myself as, selling homes. I visualize myself and investing in real estate. So, it's a really powerful tool because it helps me keep going. So, definitely, visualizing helps a lot. And the next tip will be cultivating gratitude. Um, when, we are so caught up in, in this area, I mean, in this day and age, where we get so caught up with, always wanting more, always what's next for us. But, it's, you know if we want to, be able to live a life of purpose, finding our purpose in our 20s, it's also important for us to just kind of sometimes slow down and be grateful of, everything we have. Just be grateful of, it could be something small, just being alive today. Like, I woke up this morning, and, I always like to, and every time I woke up, like, every morning, I would go outside. Like, that's like, you know, after I get out of bed or brush my teeth, I would walk outside, literally, and just breathe and thank God. Just thank God for the day, and look at the trees, and, just like say, for, a Christian like me, I'll just take a time to thank God for the day and for the life, and just being able to be here. So being grateful is very important in this journey. And, research shows that it improve our mental health. When you're grateful, when you, are conscious of all the good things that you have in your life, um, being grateful also improve, your physical and emotional health. Um, you know, whenever you can take care of your physical health, then you are healthy, both physically and emotionally. Also, being grateful, it also pushes you, when you realize that you already, that you are enough, and that you have, um, that you are blessed, and that you are loved, and, it helps you be positive. It helped, it just help you see the life in a good side. So some of the benefits of cultivating, gratitude include, productivity boost. So, like, in your work, it will help you be more productive. Positive effect on our health, like I mentioned before. It can improve your relationship. It can make us more resilient and enough and enhance self-esteem. So the bottom line is, I think we all have something to be grateful on. Yes, we are all trying to find a purpose. Yes, we are trying to reach the next level in our life, but it's important to take the time to be grateful for what we have in the moment. The next tips to finding your purpose in your 20s, defining your core value. So the way I see this, your core values, are like a compass, or like on North Star. It's the one thing that help us, that it's like the foundation, that help, guide our journey. I was able to find a definition of core value. Um, According to the article, values are the principles that give our life meaning and allow us to perceive through adversity. This is according to the psychologists Barb Markway and Themia Impel in their self confidence workbook. So, you know, like I said, our values are principles that give our life meaning and allow us to persevere through adversity. So, your core value can be, a balanced life, traveling, helping others. Um, for me, I know for me, I actually even had a list the other day. I wrote down a list of some of my core values. Let me see if I can get it on my notes. Oh yeah. So for me, my core, because the on the article it said, to list some of like your top six core value. And for me, I was able to list some of them. And the first one for me, as a Christian, I value my relationship with God, and how I'm walking, and how I'm walking on this earth, and how I just my relationship with God in general. And the second one was financial security. The third one was freedom, which kind of goes hand in hand with financial security. The third one, the fourth one is health. The fifth one is relationship. The sixth one is family, and I added a seventh one, learning. So all those for me are, I think, my core values. Those are the things that help keep going, um, you know, each and every day. And each one of us will have different core values. So like you have to define what is it that guides you, and kind of like what is your north star. Like uh, it's really important. Once you define that, that's it would really help you go through the ups and downs through finding your purpose. The next one is set specific goals. Um, and outline steps to achieve them. So some of the ways to set your goals. I was able to put down five of them. The article, one of the article that I read, it listed five of them. So you have to connect every goals to your why. You have to know, why are you even setting this goal? Why is it important to you? Like why are you, what's the end goal, and why is it important to you? So each goal have to have a why, and that why is what drives us. Like the why, like when life gets down, when you get down, when life comes at you, it's your why that keeps you going. That's the most important. So that's why it's first. And the second way to set your goals is by breaking them down. So whenever we break down our goals, it's much easier for us to achieve it. It's much easier for us um, to to feel more confident. So, for example, let's say that um, let's say that you want to save $12,000 a year. I'm just giving a random number in a year. So you would have to, if we divide, 12,000, so that would mean that you have to, save $8,000 each month. So once you make it like that, it's much more easier to you know to just reach it. And like, and it's also important to it's really important to just make your goals, break it down to small steps, so that it's not like a big chunk. It's something attainable. It's something that it feels easier to reach. The third one will be schedule a buffer time for your goals. Give our basically just giving ourselves time, more time that we think that we think that we might need to achieve them. So let's say you want to start a, you want to pay off I guess you want to pay off your credit card in 6 months, just say like, just, it's important to give it like 8 months, because sometimes, unexpected things happen in life. So that's why it's important to, to just give ourselves time, more time. And the next one, if you're focusing on continuation, not improvements, um, you know, life is not, we're not racing against anybody. It's always about improving ourselves, and that's the same thing with your goals. Whenever you set them, on your journey, you would fall. It's important to just keep going, and not focusing on, oh man, I'm doing bad, but just keep on improving each and every day. Every day is, if a chance to improve and get better. And the fourth step to setting up your goal is, don't dwell in the past. We all make mistakes. Life brings its own things. And so, I learned that we can't, you can't stay in the past. I've had so many goals over the last year that I set to achieve, and sometimes I didn't fully achieve them, but I reached some of it. Uh, you know, so in some moments I'll feel bad, but I realize that feeling bad for a long time it doesn't really change much. Like they say, like really, like when they say, um, I think it's shooting from the star, aim for the moon. It's really true, because when you shoot higher, if you fall, at least you be ahead than where you were before. So don't dwell in past failures. Um, the next um, the next step in finding your purpose in your 20s is, we have to take actions. So far we talked about, reading, visualizing, cultivating, gratitude, defining your core values, set specific goals. But now, it's take actions. you know like, this, it's, we sh- we should take action despite the fears. We should have the courage to take the first step, no matter how intimidating or daunting it might feel. you know like, I know, starting something new, whether it be school, a business, projects, um anything, man, it's scary. And I mean, starting this podcast was scary. Like, I didn't know if I had something to say, like, what can I say? Like, it's so freaking scary. But what I learned is that, you know, it doesn't matter how much you plan, how much research you do, how, all the education you take. At the end of the day, what separates us from our goals, like the distance, so the space between our goals and our current condition, is the work, is the action. The action takes us closer to our goals. The action takes us closer to, our destination. So I really, really, you know, push you guys to, really take actions to whatever project you're thinking about doing, whether it's a business, anything. If it fails, oh well, at least you tried. At least now for next time, you know what to do and what not to do. So really, really big on the taking actions, and not sitting too long on the planning stage, if I should say. The next one will be learning from failures. Um, you know, in our 20s, we will make a lot of mistakes. Heck, we've probably already made thousands of them. But the thing to remember is just that, we shouldn't, be stuck in a mistake. We shouldn't be stuck in a failure. We should recognize them. We should, um, say, yeah, I did pretty bad here, but we shouldn't be sitting there and feeling bad for ourselves. Like, man, you know, I did bad, I messed up. You know, it's good that we recognize them, we analyze, you know, what went wrong, and how we, you know, analyze it, like what went wrong and how we can improve, and and then you just move forward. You know, you just use it as a lesson. You know, use your past mistakes as a lesson. You know, some people would even say like, there is no mistake, there's only lessons. You know, so, and our 20s is the best time to make mistake. You know, is, well, is, you know, I guess it's the best time to experience things. And when you experience things, you will make mistakes. So definitely, you know, during our journey to find our purpose, we will make mistake, and we should just learn from them and move on, and not stuck in those failures. We should also embrace change. You know, like everything else, people change, we change. And so we should accept and embrace change in ourselves, um, in our surroundings. We should accept that we will change, that our, you know, friends might change, our relationship might change, everything change, except for God. But, you know, the we have to be comfortable with, you know, change. And, you know, just like season, they come and go. And change is actually good. You know, some, you know, changes, you know, it helps us, you know, grow. It helps us experience new things. So, you know, we should, you know, welcome and accept change in our life. um the next two are just like continuously improving yourself. So, well, there's three more: continuously improving yourself, set ambitious goals, and find supporting group. Um, I won't really go into much details into those, um, but but I will leave um a link into the article that kind of talks in details about all of this. But yeah, this is, you know, some, you know, some of the tips, you know, or guide, I guess you could say, to just help, you know, help you find your purpose, as you're navigating, or, you know, your 20s. Um, you know, all of this, like, you know, I know everybody's different, and I know that this is not it's not gonna fit everybody. But, you know, to me, this really spoke to me a lot. And I thought that it would be, you know, it would maybe benefit someone. And so, you know, I hope that you guys, you know, got something out of this. I felt like I kind of went fast, but, you know, next time, I will try to go into more details. You know, I mean, I think each one of those are can be a dedicated episode on itself. So I would definitely try to uh, look if I can dedicate an entire episode for, you know, maybe two or three of those, maybe two or three of those points. So anyway, guys, we've come to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. And it's been a pleasure talking to you guys and kind of sharing, you know, some of the things that I learned this past week. And I hope that you guys have got some value from this. And I hope that, you know, someone, you know, got something out of this. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this podcast. And you know, it's very exciting for me. And so, you know, I hope you guys are also getting something out of this. With that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.